Hello out there in YouTube world going live. What's today's date? Let's check it out. Today's date is September 6th, 2018. And I saw today on my phone a news flash that Burt Reynolds, the American movie actor, died, I believe, of a heart attack at the age of 82 years old. And when I saw that, it reminded me again of life expectancy. The average life expectancy in the United States of America for a man is 76, for a woman it's 80, and you will not live forever in life. Doesn't matter if you're Burt Reynolds, remember Weekend at Bernie's, doesn't matter who you are. So live with urgency. Look at your age, look at what you want to do in life and get going. Make a plan. Every big plan, every big dream should be broken down in steps, small steps, and you should focus on accomplishing one task, one step at a time. And if you fall, you get back up and you keep pushing forward, because that's what is going to inspire you in life to stay motivated, to stay excited, and do what you need to do. On live check-in, Mo Money, let's go. Yes, I'm very thankful. I mean, I get encouraged to go live. This is one of my favorite parts of the day. It's become a habit. It's become part of my enjoyment of life to go live because I like virtual relationships. I like relationships where we can connect on a mental level, we can share, we can laugh, we can have fun, we can talk serious, but there's not a heavy commitment. Again, I'm being very honest. I don't like commitment. That's why I don't like too many real life relationships, because they're commitments and they're a burden. Yes, they're a blessing. Yes, they can be helpful, but I've had my share, and now I just like mainly virtual. Simply Seminoles. Think about her. I was thinking about the Florida Seminoles. I used to love their jerseys. Football college. Is that why you call it Simply Seminole? Yes. Can't believe Bandit is gone. Who's Bandit? Burt Reynolds. Yeah, I was saying that Burt Reynolds died today too. So yeah, he played Smokey the Bandit, I believe, was one of the movies. Gabby S. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Good to see you, Gabby S. Hope you had a good day. Love and respect to you and everyone who leaves a comment. Thank you for leaving a comment. Thank you for putting the effort to hit a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Jacqueline. Hey, Sam. Hand wave emoji. Jacqueline, how you doing? Pisco Mystic. And dying doesn't hurt as much as people think. It's a natural process for the body is prepared. Well, I guess it's relative to how you died, because what I can tell you is when I pinched a nerve in my chest and I had severe nerve pain, it was physically hurtful and mentally scary. Okay, being on that hospital bed, having my nervous system go haywire, it was scary as hell. And I'm a man of faith and everything else. And what I could tell you is when you're close to death, at least for me, I mean, I felt like I was close to death. It was scary. I mean, obviously, I think everyone's dream, you go in your sleep and you don't feel any pain. But certainly people die. Sometimes in war, we were just talking last night, there's still issues going on in Syria and different parts of the world. If you're shot to death and you're bleeding to death, you get stabbed, you get tortured. I mean, that's painful. Uh, there's many painful ways to go in life. So I don't want to minimize. I'm like a hopeful, optimistic person, but I'm also very real. My prayer is that no one suffers. My prayer is that we all go peacefully. That's my hope, prayer, and goal for everyone. But life in this world is not as such. We can only pray and hope and try to do our best to make that a reality. More money. It's becoming my habit too. Well, I appreciate that. And like I say, my main goal is to encourage you to gain your self-confidence, to take good care of yourself, self-care. Every day, I want you to be conscious of what you put in your body, the food and the liquids, how often you go for a walk. Don't sit more than an hour. Get up, stretch, walk, let your blood flow. That's good for your mental health. Don't have unhealthy relationships. Don't have relationships in your life that make you feel insecure, that make you question yourself, that hurt you mentally. Eliminate them. I want you to exercise good care, and I want you to go forward without me. I may be in your life for a season, and then it's going to be time to move on. And that's my structured topic for tonight. Best friends become strangers. Nas, rapper, has a lyric of that in one of his songs. I believe the song was The Message. It was in his second album. He was a thug changes and love changes, and best friends become strangers. And it's true. I've seen it in my own life. And that's natural, it's healthy, and you should let go. Certainly there's exceptions where you may have a best friend in your entire lifetime. But I think on average, for most relationships, they're going to die a natural death. And you need to let them die. You need to evolve past certain relationships. And you need to, at times, let some of your best friends become strangers. If you are unwilling to do that, you will hold on too tight. Anytime you hold on too tight to something in this world, you set yourself up for mental pain, physical pain, and a lack of growth. The healthy mind, the healthy person knows how to let go and let go quickly. You know, I know there's that saying that fight for who you want in your life, fight for this. I don't agree with that necessarily. Fight for your self-care. Your self-care is the roadmap to where you should be in life. Every time you hold on too tight to a friendship, and I'm not talking about just lovers, I'm talking about associates. One of the best decisions I made in my life will start to change my inner circle in my mid-20s and start to grow and evolve as my own man and not hang around the same people that were giving the same peer pressure, that were living the same lives. And it's not that I'm better than them. It's not that I still have tremendous love for them. You get to a certain point throughout your life at different points, in your teenage years, in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, even all the way into your senior years, where you get to a level where you outgrow and you just evolve past certain relationships. You have to learn to let go. And they may outgrow you. They may go their separate. You have to learn to follow your inner compass, which is the roadmap to your destiny. And relationships that leave you strung along, waiting for a text, a relationship that is controlling or manipulative. I want to see you in church next Sunday. That's a controlling relationship right there. You have to evolve past some church members, past some churches. You shouldn't be going to the same church for 20 years. You shouldn't be going to church for 20 years. At some point in life, you have to get out there and go fulfill your destiny. Same thing with relatives. And any healthy relative, any friend, any healthy relationship will allow you to go, be free. And, you know, when you see each other years later, it's all love. Why? Because that's how you fulfill your destiny. And that's how you grow, and that's how you evolve, and that's how you stay in a healthy space. Everything else is pure pressure. Everything else is a stunning of growth. I remember when I was drinking liquor at a young age, they said, Sam, you're going to stunt your growth. You holding on too tight to a friendship, you're going to stunt your growth. Holding on too tight to your pastor, you're going to stunt your growth. Holding on too tight to your therapist, you're going to stunt your growth. Holding on too tight to anything in this world is going to stunt your growth. Love changes, and best friends become strangers, and that's how it should be to a certain extent. And that's what I want to share. I'm going to mind, fuck it. All right, let's go back to live comments. Let me roll down my windows because it's a little hot. It was another beautiful day in Florida. I just got done walking. There was a little rain shower in the afternoon, and then there was a beautiful, gorgeous rainbow. I took a picture of it, put it up on my Instagram. It was very nice. It's hard to catch the moment of a rainbow in your camera, but I think I caught it pretty good. And Simply Seminole says, you must have been thinking of me when you titled this video. No, not really. Yet all my friends have evaporated. Well, that's healthy. That's part of life. That's part of evolution of life. And chances are, if you look back in your life, most of your worst times were when you were surrounded by the wrong people. What I've learned in life is people who aren't willing to be alone end up suffering more. Plenty of people who don't like to be in their own company suffer more. For a season, some more than others, but definitely for a season, definitely at times, you have to learn to be with yourself. And that means dealing with your own thoughts. That means dealing with your own self. Because what happen if you don't deal with yourself? If you're going to be in a relationship, then eventually it's going to explode and you're going to say, oh, I got to work on myself. So don't waste 20 years of building something on sand, only things that you should be building on solid rock, and it's got to be you. It's got to be self-care. It's got to be self-care. It's got to be. Ice Jesus. Ready for the start of the NFL season tonight. Eagles versus Falcons. Well, congratulations. I used to love that. There was a season of my life where I loved watching sports, football and basketball specifically. I loved ordering pizza and different foods to watch it. Sitting on my baby blue leather couch, sectional couch, my 60-inch screen with my dog, and that was some of the best years of my life. Some of the best years of my life, I'm being fully honest with you. I was a glutton, and I just spent time with my dog in my recliner on my couch, and I loved it, every second of it. So I don't want to begrudge people who are living that life right now. Eventually, that though changed, right? And this is very much in the same vein on the topic I'm speaking tonight. Best friends become strangers. Seasons of your life change. And there's nothing wrong with embracing that season, but you may get to a certain point in your life where, like for me, for years and years and years, I used to love Thursday night or whatever, the first game of the season. I used to love getting the new Madden Xbox, Madden game and play that, ordering food and all that. And now I'm in a whole different space. Now I'm going live from my car in a Starbucks parking lot with no TV, only eating a plant-based diet. And it's like 10 years ago, if you told me that, I would look at you like crazy. And so learn to let go and learn to keep moving forward. In your own pace, in your own way, but you'll know when a season is over. You'll know when a relationship's over. The key is, let go once it's over, and go forward. Free, be, me, and then you give a lot of numbers. I'm not going to read them all. You have made my life a little smoother. Well, that is a huge compliment, and I appreciate that very much. Free to be, I don't take that for granted. I thank you. I appreciate that. I do. Simply Seminole. I'm a Seminole Indian. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. What does that mean? Is that like a tribe? A lot of wars, a lot of conflict in life is based around tribalism. I often say, why do I park? I don't know if that's tribalism, but tribalism. Well, even the same religion, like there's Sunni and Shiite, both Muslim, but there's different, like tribes. Rwanda, I don't know, almost 1 million people died or something like that in several weeks, in the 90s, all genocide. I mean, it was basically tribalism. The Indians, a lot of people think like the Native Americans were a peaceful society. They were committing human sacrifices. There was divisions amongst Indian tribes and mass murder. Tribalism, and that's why I'm suspect like a YouTube guy who's a nomad who talks about a tribe, having a tribe. I don't like tribalism. Why? Because it eliminates critical self-thinking and it's pack orientated. Now, some people survive better in packs, and that's why they do it. That's why I park by myself in a parking lot, and someone can choose 1 million different parking spaces, but they choose to park next to me. Why? Because some people gravitate towards packs, towards running in the pack. And there's some people that gravitate towards being alone and steering their own course. There's nothing wrong with running in a pack because, again, some people do it as a survivor mechanism. They're not fully self-sufficient. Some people do it because that's just the way they are. They're more social. Nothing wrong with that. But you have to be very mindful that anytime you're in a tribe, you're in a pack, you're in a denomination, you're in a certain sect, you have to be very careful not to be misled, okay? Because if you don't always in the back of your mind, always have a safety valve that you think for yourself, then you could be easily led astray and become part of a cult or a tribe and misled in many ways. Pesco says, true. Blanton. People go their different ways. That's right. Also, reminds me of your video. You ain't missing shit. Yeah, that's right. Good video. Thank you. There's a reason you left. Yes. I often think about that. I made a video, and I'm going to get back to your comment. Good comment, Blanton. I made a video last winter. back to New Jersey. I was in Florida for a couple weeks on vacation. I was scouting the land. I was coming back to New Jersey. And when I was in like Washington, D.C., it was starting to snow and sleet and it was cold and it was nasty. And I made a video to document my thoughts. And I said, never forget you left for a reason. There's going to be times you move to Florida and, you know, you get homesick, you get lonely, and then you go back up north and you realize you ain't missing shit. Now, I'm not missing, I don't feel like I'm missing anything. I know I'm not. I even made a video today about how much I love Florida. I just didn't post it. You're going to get out of a relationship, and then a couple months are going to pass, and you're going to say, oh, well, maybe it wasn't that bad. But you have to remember, if you ain't missing shit, you left for a reason. You left because it got unhealthy. You left because the relationship was unequal. You were texting them, and they were barely texting you. You wanted to go outside for a walk, but it was freezing in the winter. Your pipes were freezing. You were bundled up. You couldn't walk. You had to go to Walmart to walk outside. And you want to leave Florida? You're out of your fucking mind. I love you, but out of your mind. Florida's the best, okay? In my opinion. All right, I got off track, but that's right. You left for a reason. Never forget it. Never look back. That's right. Remember that person in the Bible? They turned to salt, man. They looked back at their old life. Be kind, but never kindle a flame that is long gone. Blanton, you nailed it. You nailed it, brother. Love and respect. Gabby S. Agree with all of you. Agree with all of what you're saying 100%. Though it's still hard to let go sometimes. Well, I totally understand, and I agree, and I have compassion on that. You get easily accustomed to bad situations without intending it. No, I totally agree. There's no doubt about it. And that's why like I do these videos too. I mean, they remind me on their self-care for me. Their self-expression. Self-expression is therapy. Self-expression is directing your life. It's communicating your thoughts, organizing them, and focusing the mind. And that's why, like I made that video, you ain't missing shit. That's a documentation of my mind that you'll be tempted at times to think you're missing something. But then you go back to it and you realize I ain't missing shit. That's why I document that. That's the value of a journal, whether it's a digital video journal or whatever. Now, the bad part of a journal is it could be mentally painful when you expose yourself. You make yourself vulnerable to others because you open yourself up to ridicule. And that's why I often say, look, if you're not in a mentally healthy space, you shouldn't do a YouTube channel. You shouldn't post too much social media because but at some point you have to share when you're in a good space, because I think that's part of growth. But, you know, you have to understand that it could be very mentally painful. But we have to go forward. We have to. GM 1989. We all came from the same places, but it's the money and the fame that made us change places. Tupac. Well, that's good. You know, Tupac's one of my favorite artists, helped my life a lot. And amen. Calco. I think friends are cyclical. Oh, that's a Wall Street term. Here we go. Once the circle is complete, you get new friends and so on. Love and respect to Argentino. Calco from Argentina. Cyclical. Somebody Google the definition of that. Okay. Because one is when you don't understand something. I've heard that word many times, but I want to be clear on the definition. Somebody Google the definition of cyclical. And let's talk about the definition of that, and then let's expand on this comment. Simply seminal. That's a good point about being alone. Yep, I've been there. GM 1989, even though I've always liked being alone. And that I'm a little bit odd like that. Some people don't. Again, some people run in packs, some people don't. There's nothing wrong with running in a pack. There's nothing wrong. I know plenty of people that I love them. We're great friends, but they're very social. They're like socialites. They like to have parties at their house. They like to entertain. Now, sometimes to their own demise. It's like, you know, and then they end up like suffering for it. They invite all the people. It's a disaster. It's a burden on them. But some people like S&M sex, like, right? Like they suffer from the sex. They get beat, but it's painful, but they like it. I don't like S&M sex, and I don't like being social, but everyone's different. So if you like getting smacked in the ass pretty hard, I say God bless. If you like having 20 people over for dinner on a Friday after you worked all week and your wife's beating and you got other shit you want to do, and that makes you happy, I say God bless. Who am I to judge you? I had a girl one time wanted me to do S&M. I said, I don't do that. I'm sorry. I don't do that. Where were we at? And then GM 1989 says, I've been living alone now for a year, and it took time getting used to getting into the habit. I only wish I started earlier. Well, good comment. I mean, now I often say, look, I'm 38 years old. I had I had a girl living with me, mainly on some friendship stuff. And I had a couple girls stay long term when I was in my 20s. Um, what I could tell you is at 38, there's no way I'd ever live with somebody. If I could help it, I would never live with somebody. Even like, it doesn't matter, like a roommate, whatever. If I could, I wouldn't want to. I just don't. I don't like being around a lot of people. I mean, you guys know that. So why would I want to? Why would I want to? I just don't enjoy it. Some people enjoy it. I don't enjoy it. Um, but at this point in my life, I mean, I think once you get past a certain age and you're used to being alone, and then you introduce like a different way of living, it's. I don't know if that works. I know somebody who recently got married. They got married in their late 30s, early 40s. And I kind of said when they did, I said, one is do whatever you want because it's your life. And if you both are happy, I do you. I said, but you've been living alone your whole life. Now at like 40, halfway through your life, you're going to get married and have kids. I didn't really say that because I don't want to discourage people from their dream. I'm not a dream stealer. I'm an encourage. In my mind, I said that. So like, why would you do that? 40, like, you already like made it through half your life. And sure enough, I mean, this person's been married for a year or so, 2 years. And I'm telling you, something is different about that person. Like I used to talk to them on the phone and they used to be excited and inspired and, they had a little more energy. Now they're just drained. When I talk to them, I could tell like, there's a demand from all the pressure on their soul and their energy levels are low. Their stress levels are high. Now, maybe it's worth it for them because, again, everyone's willing to sacrifice different things for what they want. I sacrifice certain things. I slept in my car for 2 winters to get to Florida. So some people look at me and say, Sam, you're crazy. So, again, I have to be fair on my evaluation, right? Everyone sacrifices for what they want and what they desire. So we all have different desires. We're all different. We all have our own unique fingerprint. Never forget that when we talk about tribes or we talk about cults or we talk about denominations or religions, no, God made everyone. No matter what religion, what culture, what country, he made everyone with an individual fingerprint. In technology, some of the most advanced security is based around biometrics. You having to scan your fingerprint to unlock or to gain access to something. And so there's a reason that you're made unique. Never forget that. And that's why I'm always saying, be careful when you get involved in mass tribalism or mass religion or mass thinking. And not everything's a conspiracy. Not everything's harmful. I'm not one of those people either that preach, well, everything's a conspiracy. You gotta watch it. Look, I mean, life is just life. But I always try to say, like, look, gotta be conscious of this too, though. You understand what I'm saying? More money. Hey, Sam, I wanted to start a hot dog stand business in the afternoon while leaving in my car, and I have a day job. Any advice? Well, one is my advice. If it's something you want to do, I think you should do it. I think one of the best things in life is owning a business. Why? Because I think you learn a tremendous amount about economics, and you'll become, even if you have to eventually work for somebody else again, you'll become a better employee. Once you're an employer, you understand what you need out of an employee. If you have something in your heart, there's a reason. So that's the encouragement. If there's something inside you, there's a reason it's inside you. And I think having your own business, even something as small as a hot dog stand, teaches you a lot about life and about work and about economics. Just like when you're young, having like a lemonade stand, it teaches you a great lesson. That being said, here's the reality. That's the hope. That's the encouragement. Here's the reality. You got to sell a lot of hot dogs to make it worth it. It's a huge liability. In today's society, you're going to need a permit. You're going to need to comply with the local regulations for selling food and to have it inspected and be certified. If you're just selling it under the table and you're not going to operate off permit and you're just going to do everything like under the mark, you got to be very careful. Somebody gets sick, you could lose everything. But if you're willing to take that risk, you just have to understand, you have to do the math. One is you're going to have an upfront investment. Every business requires an upfront money investment. Some more than others. Most businesses fail, so you have to understand that. I don't want to discourage you, but you just have to understand what you're getting into. So now, what do you need as an upfront investment? I would say you're going to need at least $5,000, between $2,000 to $5,000. So I'm high ending it. Let's say $3,000. You're going to need that to buy a hot dog stand, to buy the physical thing that you roll, that has the boiler, that has the components, the this and that, and something to put it. You'd have to hitch it on a car, a truck, to drive it from place to place. If it's not like a motorhome one, you're going to need to put insurance on that. You're going to have to decide if you want an LLC, a limited liability corporation, which I had, which limits your liability in case of a lawsuit, or if you're going to go do a sole proprietorship, which means you're going to do the business under your own social security number and just claim it as private income. But then you're more liable to lawsuits, etc. So you have to have the upfront cash. You have to understand how are you going to incorporate your business. Then you have to understand the flip game. Every business is a flip. Okay. So how many hot dogs do you need to sell per day to pay for your overhead, to get back your initial $3,000 investment? So because you still have to buy the hot dogs, you still have to cook them, and you still have to counter your time. The number one thing you have to learn when you're running a business is not just the materials, it's your time. So if you're going to spend 8 hours a day selling hot dogs, and you had the upfront investment of $3,000, and you have to pay for the actual hot dogs, those are your materials, and you have to pay yourself something, how many hot dogs do you have to sell per day to be profitable? You got to break that math down, because if you don't know that math, that's how bad economics happen. When was I in my worst financial position? When I didn't know the math. I didn't know how much exactly I was outputting per month on my expenses and exactly how much I was net clearing. I just knew I just knew I had enough to pay the bills. That's not how you should run a business. That's not how you should run your house. You got to know the numbers. And so I remember when I had an electrical contracting business, I remember I was in Elizabeth, New Jersey, and there was like this small taco place, and they needed some electrical work. And I went in there, and I gave the guy like an estimate to do the electrical work, and he didn't want to take it. And when I got out, one of the guys that was working for me, I said to him, I gave that guy a great deal. I said, because I knew the market, and I was always fairly priced. I said, I gave that guy a great deal. I can't believe he didn't want to do it. And he goes, Sam, you know how many tacos that guy's got to sell just to pay the rent? And I thought about that. And you should think about that. Not to scare you, not to discourage you, because I'm not a dream killer. I'm a dream encourager. But you have to also understand the reality of life. And then you have to prepare, and then you have to push forward even if you're scared. But that's the mindset. All those things I just said is the mindset you need. And you need to be aware of, and the research you're going to need to do to try to make that business profitable, knowing that against the odds, most businesses fail. But I still tried a business. It was a great thing. I still try different things that many people still fail. You can do it, but you have to understand, you have to research, and then you got to go for it. Mo Money and a cute girl just pulled up next to me in an all-white Renegade. I just found my future wife, but I'm not getting married. But I may flirt with her. She got wet hair. She might get out the shower. Yeah, very sexy. And I'm looking good in this lighting too. I could probably get her number. Yeah, okay. Mo Money. Hey, Sam. I wanted to start I read that one. I'm sorry, Mo Money. GM 1989. Left my ass off. Glutton. Yeah, I was. I was still pulling chicks. Why? I got a great personality. I mean, you guys hear me talk. I could talk. Girl, and as you get older, that's more important. Now, look, the girl still wants a tall guy with a nice ass. No way around that. But eventually, he's going to fuck up. Then who do they call? The guy with the good personality that can make them laugh. Now, here's what I will tell you. If you're a guy with the good personality that makes them laugh, you're always going to be second. You have to accept that, okay? I was thinking about that today. Like, New Jersey did all these good things for me. They provided a career. There was a lot of job opportunities. I had a lot of friends. I had a good school system. New Jersey, for me, was like the girl I liked who was always there for me, but I was never passionate about her. I come to Florida, and Florida hasn't done as much for me as New Jersey has, but I'm passionate about Florida. You know what I mean? I'm passionate about it. Every day I'm inspired. And that's how it is when you're the side piece. When you're the side piece, people appreciate you. They realize that you've been there for them for a long time. Always will be. But if they're not passionate about you, they never will be. I remember going to my eye doctor, and she was a hot Asian chick. And I remember talking to her, and we were talking about relationships. I was still trying to figure it all out. I was probably about 8 years younger. And at that time, I was kind of buying into the general mindset of you should date your best friend, okay? Because that's pumped out there. And I was sharing with this, my eye doctor, this hot Asian chick, I was sharing with her, like, yeah, I think maybe I should date my best friend. I said, I think that's where true love is. And she goes, Sam, she goes, I hear you on that, and that's good. She goes, but even when you date a friend or somebody, there has to be some passion. There has to be passion. Now, it can't just be all lust. There has to be a level of friendship, but it has to be passion. Because the minute there isn't passion, you're going to leave New Jersey, you're going to come to Florida, and you really don't care about New Jersey. You can buy, the girl can get sick. You can bring her food. You can wipe her ass. But as soon as she gets healthy again, she's going to date the tall guy with the nice ass because she appreciates you bringing her food. Yes, she'll rent a room for you when she's older and destitute. But her passion is leading her to the nice guy with the tall ass. With the tall ass, nice guy. You know what I'm saying? Guys, I'm trying to tell you, I'm breaking it down for you tonight. Damn it, I'm giving you good stuff. Somebody give me a thumbs up. Come on. What was I saying? Sam, what do you think is the most dangerous or risky spot you slept in while in your car? Well, only one time I've really been approached in the middle of the night at a rest area in Georgia when I first started by somebody who was basically drunk or strung out in drugs. They like knocked on my door in like 2 o'clock in the morning. But luckily, like, you know what I mean, I woke up and I was like, and he like backed off. He saw I was a little scared, and he saw I lunged at him, but I didn't lunge at him like to fight him, but like I was like shook up, and I was like, whoa, and like he was whoa, and then like, you know, it was just like, and then he tried to tell me like some long ass story. I was like, I ain't trying to hear that shit, and I just pulled off. Because, you know, what are you trying to tell? What kind of story are you trying to tell me? Well, he was just a drug addict. What are you trying to tell me at 2 o'clock in the morning? I mean, it's crazy. But the most dangerous spot, I really don't have the most dangerous spot because I try to park. I don't park places that are dangerous. But there's a level of risk and danger that you take when you live on the road. And your biggest level of danger is driving. Texting and driving and people on the road is your biggest danger. But for the most part, I can't really say that I've ever, most dangerous. I can't really say that I felt the most dangerous. In the beginning, this is what I will say, on average, in the beginning, it will be dangerous. Because in the beginning, you're not going to be fully comfortable with your surroundings. In the beginning, you're going to be unsure of yourself. Your car's not going to be set up with the right window covers. But that's why I tell you, your biggest thing you need to keep in mind is keep it moving. You should not be going to the same place every single night unless you're at a campground. You need to keep it moving. When you become static and when people start to know your patterns, that's when you're going to get in trouble. Now, look, anything can happen at any time. But most crimes, when they happen, the predator usually says they were stalking or giving this one area surveillance, and they learned that one person had this pattern of coming here consistently. Predators study their prey's patterns. When you're a nomad, you should keep it moving, and people shouldn't necessarily know your patterns. And so when you're parking in public, you need to be mindful of that. What you need to be mindful of is someone's always watching you. And not like in a way where it's CSI and you always got to look over your shoulder. People have approached me at different times, and like, I was like, man, I didn't even know where they came from. And that's how it happens. I don't think you're ever going to avoid that, but you just need to, that's the reality of living on the road. But that can happen anywhere. People's houses get broken in all the time, things like that. So again, this small percentage of when your life is really going to be a threat, but just move wisely, keep it moving. And I think overall, you should be okay. Ice thesis. I enjoy walks at Walmart or Target at night in the winter. I did that for many years in New Jersey, but now I like walking with the ocean breeze in the nice, cool evening of Florida. Because in Florida, the evenings are nice and cool for the most part, and the mornings are cool, and people don't want to come out in the hot, high noon environment. But I like both. I like all three. But I enjoy being outdoors, fresh air, sunlight beating on my head. And I feel that vitamin D soaking in. I feel the sweat. Even now, I enjoy that. I enjoy being in my tank top. I like coming out of the gym, and it's cold in the gym, and I come out and I feel like a hug from the heat of Florida. I don't like coming out of the gym or coming out of Target or Walmart in the winter, and I got to worry about slipping on black ice, and I'm totally uninspired. It's cold, it's dreary, it's dark clouds. Ultimate Warrior said, look, the weather affects your mental health. And science proves it. There's many statistical studies, there's many studies that show people who live in climates, environments that there's a lot of rain, a lot of clouds, there's a little bit higher level of suicide. There's a little bit higher level of mental problems. Now, again, the percentage is very small, so you take that in context, and it doesn't apply to everyone. But for me, I notice the difference when it's sunny, when it's hot, when I'm inspired, and that matters to me. That's all part of why I want to live in an environment that I'm fully alive, that I'm fully inspired. That matters to me. And self-care is the roadmap to where you should be in life, self-care. Now, some people, it's too hot in Florida, and they do better in the cold environments. They should do them. So again, you have to know yourself. Knowing yourself is the key to all decisions. But I don't want to eat greasy soup in the dead of the winter, watch the Hallmark Channel, and walk around Target for exercise. I want to be by the Atlantic Ocean sweating with hot MILFs and a girl in an all-white Renegade looking down at her phone, seductively eating a Skittle, peeking at me in the corner of her eye as I go live from the tropical place that is Florida. Praise the Lord. GM 1989. Cycle. Oh, okay. My Christina, 17. I remember walking a mile to school every day in New Jersey in the winter. The wind blowing, cold as hell. I'm so glad to be in Florida. Yes, me and you too. Never look back. Love and respect my fellow Floridian and my former New Jerseyan. And what I can tell you is I'm on the same page with you. I'm on the same page with you. Okay? 100 emoji, palm tree emoji, sun face with smile, and thumbs up emoji. I remember visiting Florida a year or so ago, another one of my visits, and I remember meeting somebody, I think it was in Fort Lauderdale. I was in Starbucks in the morning. I met him in the parking lot, and at that time, I still had New Jersey license plates. And he came to my car. First, I said, damn, who the fuck did this guy come to my car at 6 o'clock in the morning? But he comes to my car and goes, oh, at first, like, I looked at him like, what the fuck you coming by my car for? You understand? And so, but no, he goes, you from New Jersey? I go, yeah. He goes, oh, no, I saw your plates. He goes, I was from New Jersey, and he told me to part New Jersey. And so we started talking. And I go, all right, well, let me ask you something. I said, because I'm getting ready to really consider moving down here full time. I go, do you ever regret moving to Florida? Because he lived in New Jersey like me, and he moved to Florida. And like you, he's lived here in Florida for 20 years. And he goes, no, switch, I don't regret it at all. I just couldn't take the winters anymore. He goes, the only thing once in a while, like, I'd miss family or something, but nothing to speak of. I'm glad I made the decision. He goes, the only regret I really have is he moved to Broward County, because Broward County is like Miami up to, like, I don't know what it is, like Palm Beach, something like that. And he goes, it's a nice area, but it's very congested, but I moved here for the jobs. He really wanted to move to the Treasure Coast. It was a little bit more relaxed and retirees, but there's not many jobs. I often say, look, you have to consider where you move based on where the job opportunities are. And in the cities and in metropolitan areas, there's more jobs. There's just a way statistics prove it. He goes, but that's like kind of the only thing I wish. He goes, but I needed a job. He goes, now that I'm just about at retirement, I may move to a different part of the state. He goes, no, I just can't deal with the winters anymore. And I asked a lot of people when I made my various trips here down to Florida, and I asked them all that same question, and they all pretty much told me the same thing. So a lot of people from here, a lot of people that live in Florida once lived in a different state, and they told me, like, look, I don't regret it at all. 9 out of 10 people that I asked that relocated to Florida, 9 out of 10 of them basically told me that they do not regret moving to Florida and they would never move out of Florida. That's my experience. Pesco Miss, I'm sweating and I love it. Yes. Perfect example of the best advice being free right here. Cyclical means to cycle. Oh, okay. Thank you. Love and respect. Ice water for everyone. Damn, that's good. I love Starbucks, man. Starbucks is a good company. I buy a coffee. When you buy a coffee, well, you don't even have to buy one, but you could just ask for free ice water. But I buy a coffee. I get soy milk. It's like I have a free large ice water on the side. It's magical. And then Calco says, cyclical, adjective, cyclical, occurring in cycles, recurrent. Okay, thank you, Calco. Blanton, walked 2 miles to class today because I don't have a parking pass on campus. Well, that's okay. It's good to get that blood flowing. Just parked at a grocery store. People think I'm crazy, but guess who has them nice calves? That's what I'm talking about. Me, bitch. Yeah. And I'm keep walking. That's right. And who has good mental health? You. Who has poor mental health? People who sit for more than an hour. They worry more, they have more anxiety, and they eat more, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy of misery. Walking will change your life. Forget Weight Watchers. Walk. And walk every hour. Get up, stretch, and walk. Okay? Very important, guys and girls. Miss Christina, 17. It's true. Every relationship I've had changed me and sucked me dry. I prefer my dog to people these days. Well, I understand that. I certainly got to that point in my life. Like I said, when I was just eating my food, enjoying my dog. I don't ever want, but even that at the end, it was tough because eventually you're going to outlive your dog in most situations. And when your dog gets old and can't take care of herself, it's very challenging, very hard. I don't want to take care of anything else anymore. I don't want to take care of a pet. I don't want to take care of a relationship. I don't want it. I want virtual relationships. I will date a robot if I live long enough to see that, but I'll probably just lease her. I'm not going to buy her. I'll lease her maybe for a couple of years, and that's it. But that's just me. Do what you want. Moby. Hey, Ari. Perspective regarding Thousand Trail membership and other memberships alike. I've heard of some of them. I don't have enough information to give an informed reply. But basically, it's like every other annual membership. You have to use enough for it to be worth it. Just like Costco. Costco has an annual membership. Their gas is a little cheaper, but you have to pay an annual membership, which kind of like subsidizes the cost of the gas, and you're going to be buying in bulk, so there's going to be a lot of waste. Okay, so like anything with an annual membership, if you don't use it a lot, it's not worth it. So the different things I've learned with the trail membership, or a couple that I did look into, is that most of the campgrounds, it's basically you pay this annual membership and you go to a campground, you get anywhere from 50% off to 20% off or whatever. Most of the campgrounds are not in the areas I like. They're in areas that are remote or areas I don't like, and I wouldn't visit enough to justify the membership. That's for me based on my experience, but I don't have too much with it. More money. Wow, never got, and I just want to go back to, I don't like commitment. I don't like, even like with campgrounds, like I don't do more than 3 to 5 days reserving. And then like I get away from that commitment. I do free camping for a while. You know, it's like, I just don't like to be committed to any one thing. That's how I am. I get anxiety when I don't want to commit. You're committing because you have to use it a certain amount of times for it to be worth it. So like, even if you don't want to go to a campground, it's going to be in the back of your mind that you paid for this annual membership, so you want to make it worth it. And so now it kind of directs your life. I don't want anything else to direct my life. I want to direct my own life. I want to be a free bird. That's how I am. More money. Wow. Never got a better business advice than that. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Respect right back to you. Thank you. Sailing John, that's my brother coming down to Florida in October 2018. Let's see what Sailing John got to say. Good evening, Sam. Forward emoji. Good. I've been thinking about you, hoping everything's been going good. A lot of unhappy people out there. Oh, definitely. I'm living a dream. Good. Yes, they can't. Well, it's true. And we don't want to spike the football in people's face. So you just got to be humble. You just got to do us. Too bad for them. That's right. Just keep doing you. Don't spike the football. You just got to keep doing you, brother. Love and respect. But you gotta have that attitude that I got to go forward. Yes. Good job. Linda. Hey, Linda. Takes 5 years for a business to fly. Yes. That's why they say most businesses fail in the first 3 to 5 years, because they're undercapitalized or they don't want to wait more than 5 years. But in my experience, sometimes it could take up to 10 years. And then even if you get to 10 years, there's no guarantee you're going to become profitable. It's a risk. I think you'll learn a lot. I think it has great experience to be taught when you own your own business, but you just have to understand what you're up against. It's not easy. But it is worth it if you want to do it. And I did it. So, but long term, I ended up doing something else. So, but it's all part of life. Life is not, life is a constant evolution. So, Gabby, yes, laugh out loud. I gave you a thumbs up. Good. Ages ago. Thank you. Give me a thumbs up. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. It's all love. Miss Christina, 17. Is it true there are several serial killers at those rest spots? I don't know, but if you look at the statistics, Google how many serial killers per year. Then Google how many car accidents per year. It's more dangerous to drive than to sleep at a rest stop. So the same people who think like the boogeyman is going to come kill me at the rest stop, they're the same people searching for my video while they drive. They're the same people looking at their Instagram to see who liked it while they drive. They're the same people checking their email while they drive. They're committing a crime. And they're the real killers out there. I'm not trying to minimize the risk of being at a rest stop, but and a lot of rest stops have all-night security. So, it's not a risk, but everything is a little bit of a risk. No guarantees. Having your own business is a risk. So I don't want to minimize the risk, but I just want to put it in perspective. If you look at the statistics and you look at what's really endangering your life, like that's what I always used to say, like when he used to pump fear of terrorism in people, it was overhyped to sell them wars. Because odds are you're not going to die from terrorism. You're going to die from a car accident. You're going to die from diabetes. You're going to die from high cholesterol. You're going to die. But no one's scaring you not to eat sugar. No one's scaring you like to not text and drive. Like they're scaring you that terrorists going to come get you, or they're scaring you about a gang member. That's why we can't do it. It's like you have to be very mindful that fear could be used to manipulate the mind. Now, there are some real things in life you need to be conscious of and you need to be cautious of. But nothing in life is guaranteed. How many people die per year in home invasions? Look that up. I guarantee you more people are going to die per year in home invasions than at rest stops. Guarantee it. Look it up. Gilbert! What's up, Gilbert? Good to see you. Sammy, good evening, everyone. Good to see you, Gilbert. Love and respect. Thumbs up to Gilbert. Sophie, I love that. I love that cat emoji that you have in your profile. I'm in California. It's always hot, but I prefer this to Chicago weather. Praise the Lord. Yeah, definitely. Love and respect to everyone in Cali and love and respect to everyone in Chicago. But you couldn't pay me. I about that today. I did a video when I came to Florida. I said, you couldn't pay me $2 billion to live back in New Jersey. Now, I mean it. Now, obviously, if I became destitute, I would tap dance for $2. But, I wouldn't do that. But, I don't want to ever go back to cold weather. Woohoo! New Jersey is full of Guidos, like the Jersey Shore. Well, somewhat that's true, but only because there was a high Italian-American immigration that came through New York, right? Most Italian, like my grandparents, they came from Italy to Ellis Island, okay, which is now closed. It's just a museum, basically. And then they migrated to New York, and then New Jersey is the first suburb pretty much outside New York within 45 minutes. And so they just migrated there, and New Jersey became a high population of Italians. And remember, Italians had one of the worst gang members ever, the mafia, who often were considered maybe conspiring to kill JFK. The mafia was a huge gang. I don't remember the president of the United States at that time wanting to ban all Italians to come from America. You see how life changes. You see, at that time, Italians were considered problem childs, and that we don't want too many Italians coming in this country. We have to slow down immigration. Imagine if they said that. Imagine all the hypocrite Italians out there who are now looking at people from the Middle Eastern countries with bias in their heart. And they wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for immigration. There's some hypocrites out there. And Italians, again, mafia, almost destroyed America. The mafia almost destroyed America. Look it up. Judges, politicians, they were all controlled by the mafia. Okay? The MS-13 gang had nothing on the mafia. Okay? So a lot of people like going crazy about that. No big deal. People don't want to hear that. Study it. It's true. There are a lot of Brooklynites in Florida. Oh, yeah. Well, again, Florida is the most visited state in the entire United States, the most tourism, and a lot of people have relocated from other states to live here. It's a magical place. If you don't believe Florida's magical, look how much I'm sweating. It's magical. I love Florida. Yes. Daddy, hey, Sammy, how are you doing? I'm doing well. How are you? What coffee do you get from Starbucks? Every day I get the same thing. I get a small Pike coffee that's medium roast with a cup of soy milk on the side, no sugar. And I put a little bit of the soy milk in the coffee, and then I drink the rest of the soy milk whole. I have a banana and 2 health bars. And I have a large ice water. I get the same thing every day. I get about 2 to 3 cups per day. Thumbs up. Samuel. Excuse me. That's my man Samuel Thompson. Thanks, brother. Love and respect back. Well, thank you. GM1989. What was your biggest concern when you had your condo outside of the mortgage? Maintenance. Maintenance is the killer. Huh. I did a whole video on that. I did a video series. Maintenance is the killer. Not property taxes, not homeowners association fees, even though I paid them. My HOA fee was $300 per month. My taxes were $7,000 a year. But the maintenance was the killer. Worrying about my water heater going, worrying about my condenser air conditioning going outside, washer machine appliances leaking, refrigerator have to be replaced, cleaning toilet bowls, cleaning the grout line, cleaning the grout in your bathroom tiles, sucked ass. And then I even got like the all plastic surround, still sucked ass. Vacuuming, constant renovations, hanging pictures on the wall, buying paper towels. I never have to buy a paper towel again. Is that inspiring? Hell yeah. Maintenance is the killer. Maintenance is a mental burden of your life. I will never clean a bathroom the rest of the days of my life. Starbucks cleans it for me. I will never clean a shower the rest of the years of my life. Why? Planet Fitness cleans it for me. I'm living a dream. I will never buy paper towels again. I will never buy garbage bags again. You got to buy a garbage bag for your basement. You got to buy a garbage bag for your bathroom. You got to buy a different garbage bag for your kitchen. I'll never buy that again. My garbage bag is the plastic bag I get from Publix. I put my shit in it. I throw it right in the public garbage bag. I'm living a dream, baby. Oh, yeah. I don't want maintenance. No way. Woohoo. Sam, you ever take melatonin before you go to sleep? Nope. It's the best sleep you can get. No, I get the best sleep ever. I don't take any drugs. I don't take any supplements. I wake up early every day, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., something in that range. I work and I walk and I'm active all day. I take no naps. And I'm going to sleep like a baby 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. I sleep 6 to 8 hours per night, usually around 6 or 7. And I'm on a good cycle. I challenge most people have houses with $1,000 mattresses. They sleep 3 to 4 hours per night. They have to take pills. They have to eat themselves to sleep. And they pace. They wake up and they pace because they're nervous, they're anxious, they're worried, they're not at peace, and come to work early because they can't sleep. I don't ever have to wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. I wake up, I put my Johnson right into a water jug. Damn, I have eliminated the burden of having to walk to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Is that a win? That's a win. That's a win for me. That's a win. Gabby, this gave me the tongue out, thumbs up. Thank you. White Dove. This week I was accosted, I hope I said that right, by a man in the woman's restroom at a rest area. Never happened before. Taking much more care now. Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, yeah, you're always going to have issues. Sorry to hear that. I don't want to hear anybody have bad problems. Data geek. Sam is the man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Everyone, I appreciate it. Tons of love and respect. Same back to everyone else. I love hearing all the passion you exhibit in all the messages. Thank you. You share with us daily. Thank you. You have a hug, heart emoji, and it shows. Thank you. Thumbs up, palm tree, and clap emoji. Thank you very much. Love and respect right back to you. I'm praying for you daily with the job. Whew, praise the Lord. Miss Christina, 17. Oh, my Christina, 17. I think best friends could be separated for 20 years and pick up right where they left off. Now, that's strange. No, there's a vibe. There's a connection. I remember somebody I met, and we didn't really talk too much prior, but we met one day like on their front porch, and they're like, Sam, I don't know, there's something about you, but we just have a vibe. And it was true. Like, our souls just connected, not like on a romantic level, just like on a friendship level. Like, and it's true. It's like you just get a vibe with certain people, and it's true. Gloria plus Magnet. Hey, Sam. Hey, Gloria. Good to see you again. Daddy. Oh, yeah. I saw the video on reading labels, and I wanted to ask what health bars are those? Yep, I'll show you right now. Good question. Healthiest health bars you can buy. You ready? At Target. They only sell these at Target. Health Warrior. 100 calories per bar, only 3 grams of sugar. Health Warrior. Got to buy them at Target. They only have them at Target. I get the peanut butter ones. What was the other type? I get 2 types. I get the peanut butter ones. Take a screenshot. And I get the coconut ones. I think these are coconut. The green and orange ones from Target, Health Warrior bars. They go good with a banana, cold soy milk, and a small hot pike coffee. No sugar. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Sergo, vacuuming sucks. Huh. No doubt about that, brother. Oh, yeah, no way. And then like, let's say you pay for a cleaning service. A lot of people tell me, Santa's pay for a cleaning service. Some of them are very cheap. But even if you pay for a cleaning service, you gotta clean before they come. You can't like take a dump in your toilet and leave like a streak along the back side and like just expect somebody to come to your house and clean that. So I got to pre-clean, like to act like my house is clean, and I got to pay them to clean. No. I want to live with no cleaning, and I don't want to ever be judged for it. That's how I like to live. Miss Christina, I love paper towels. Laugh out loud. Well, me and you definitely not on the same page on that. I hate paper towels. I don't want to buy them. It's a disaster. You waste so much money buying them, but I love you. I hope. Hello to you. Marion, hey, heart emoji, love and respect. Same back to you. Gloria plus magnet. Carpeting sucks. The only thing I like about carpeting is it's fun to walk on. It's cushioning. It feels cozy. Hardwood and tiles, yes, it's cleaner. Yes, it could be a little bit less maintenance, but it's not as cozy. It's not as warm. Let's keep reading. She goes, I replace with wood. I understand. Just run a dust mop. That's true. Carpeting hides a lot of germs. That's true, but it's more comfy. You can never get it clean enough. No, that's fair point. Ooh, having 4 pets will make your life very stressful. That's true. That's a great point. I imagine having 4 kids. Well, excellent point. And that's true. You should not have more than 2 kids. You shouldn't have more than 2 pets. Why? How much can one person take? Unless you're a millionaire and you don't have to work and you can dedicate your full time and have a nanny. Why do the Kardashians have some kids? Because they can pay for daycare. Like Kourtney Kardashian's over in like Rome getting banged out by some young guy taking Instagram pictures while she's paying somebody to take care of her kids. And then when she's done with the young guy and she finally has time for her kids, then she takes pictures with her kids. These rich people, they're not spending all the time with their kids. They're they got like care what do they call them, like care handlers or whatever, like baby friends. It's just sick. It's sick. You don't want that many kids. GM 1989. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Maintenance really must have been annoying. It sucks. Yep. I assume South public restrooms are more clean compared to NYC, New Jersey. Somewhat, I would say yes. Certainly there's times where I run into dirty ones, but yeah, I mean, I guess that's a yes and no. But I definitely think on average, there's exceptions. I do think the Southern culture on average is a little bit more welcoming. But again, what I like about Florida, it's not a deep South state. It's what I love about Florida. It's the perfect blend between a deep South conservative state and like a liberal state. It's a blend because you have people from all over the world. You certainly have very conservative pockets of the state. You certainly have some liberal, but it's a good even blend. And I like that because I like that diversity. I like that like kind of independent blend. And that culture, like you have the Southern rich, respectful culture, but you also have some mixed Northern diversity and some like open-mindedness. And you just have a good balance. And all I can say is I love Florida. I love Florida. Dorian Powell. That's my guy. Dorian Powell. I know this guy in real life. Bro, keep doing your thing. I'm watching love. Well, it's all love and respect. Now, I know this guy in real life. I grew up with this guy. Frankie Dorian, his family, nothing but love for his family. And this is all seriousness, guys. This guy, his family was a huge blessing in my life. His family's from Florida. And they really took me in to a certain extent when I was young and showed me a lot of love. His father worked at the Meadowlands, old sports stadium in New Jersey, and we used to go to all the games and all the concerts. Still remember my favorite concert of all. I went with him, and we both brought 2 dates to the R. Kelly concert, and I think Nas was with him. One of the best concerts I ever went to. But love and respect to his family, who I have nothing but love and respect for. And to him, I mean, he was one of my best friends. I still consider him as such. But best friends become strangers, and they don't become strangers because there's ill will. It's just that life. You just everyone kind of like goes their own way, and that's love though. But there's tremendous love for there, tremendous love for Dorian and his family, and that's something that 20 years can pass, and it would still be the same love. And that's real, and that's honest, and that's sincere. And it's deep. I mean, I could go for hours, but I love you, brother. I appreciate that. I do appreciate you writing a comment, and I do appreciate all that you and your family have done for me. You know, I never forget that, and I never forget any of you guys. I mean, I appreciate that, and thank you. You know, I love you. I appreciate you, man. Daddy Geek, laughing like crazy on the bathroom deal. Yep. For us women, it gets interesting and creative on that. Just ain't fair. And then she's rolling her ass on the ground. Well, what I can tell you is what I learned dating girls is the first thing they're going to check, if you're a guy and they come to your house, the first thing they're going to check is your bathroom. They want to know that you have a clean bathroom because that's a sign like they could actually consider living in your house. And what I can tell you is, I don't know. I mean, I used to care what they thought, so I did try to clean my bathroom. A couple times, a girl caught me with a couple dirty bathroom visits. But it's just this whole thing, like, you know, for a man, well, I will say for this, for a man, I think it helped me gain my independence, like to move out on my own because I wanted my own place to impress women partly. And I think it's good to, at some point in your life, move out on your own because there's no way you appreciate your parents. There's no way you appreciate life. No way you appreciate developing and maturing as a person until you live on your own. You'll never appreciate that. And so whether it's renting or whether it's owning a house, you should at some point in your life live on your own. And not like when you're 50. I mean, like, you know, in your 20s, 30s, if you have the mental capacity. You know, some people don't. But it's just this whole mirage that goes into that, though, too. It's like, because then you have to, I don't know. It's a good experience, though. All I say is it's a good experience. It can become a little bit of a show, but it's a good experience. I had some great times at my house. Dorian, though, too, if he's still in here. We had some good times. But I hope you guys will purchase my ebook coming out this fall. How to go unannounced living in a packing crate. All right. Is that with pictures, PVT? Or is that, it better be with pictures, step by step. Daddy, thanks for sharing those health bars. I live super close to Target. I love Target. So I will grab a couple boxes soon. Well, there you go. Sergo. By the way, Sam, my name, here we go. I hope I get this right. My name is Sir Gio. Sir Mix-a-Lot? Sir Gio. Like Giovan. Okay, I think I got that now. Sir Gio. But I don't care how you pronounce it. Well, good. Thank you. I appreciate that. No disrespect. It all this time. Well, thank you for correcting me, though, and I appreciate that. Sergio. I hope I said that right. Sergio Armani. Sergio. Good to see you, man. Sergio. It's all good, though. Thank you. I appreciate that. Marion. Nannies. Marion. Waving hello and a heart emoji for doing. Yeah, love and respect to Dorian and his family. It's all love. Tease up. Hey, Sam. A bit late, so apologies for this question. That's all right. But how have you made friends on the road? I'm going to answer this one. And maintain those relationships considering always on the move. Well, I haven't made friends. I don't want to make friends. Now, Dorian, who was in here, was my real life friend. And, I haven't seen him in years. And it's all love. But I just at a certain point in my life, I just don't want to, I get invitations from people sometimes to come to their events, to come visit them. And I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. But I just at a point in my life, I just like to be by myself. That's just how I am. So I like, if I won't like go see people like I grew up with and I live like through real shit with, and like, why am I going to form a relationship with somebody? Like, I don't want to go like to their, event, and I don't want to come hang out with them. And I don't want another person, I got to hear their stories. And, I like to flirt like a little bit with girls, but I don't even want to get too involved there. So what I'm going to say is every relationship is a burden. That's why I like virtual relationships. Now I can lie to you and give you a bunch of, but this is the truth for me. So for me to stay in a healthy place, for me to self-care, less is more, including relationships. Now, like once in a while, like would I ever see like an old friend? Yes. Once in a while, would I ever like have a good conversation and maybe connect with somebody? Maybe. But on average, I won't, because I just don't want it. Why don't I want a house? Maintenance. Why don't I want more friendships? Maintenance. The same reason owning a house is a burden is the same reason a relationship's a burden. It becomes maintenance. But the true friends that I have, like Dorian, like other people in my life, or even new people, is that they accept me. Like, you know what I mean? And they let me be free. Like, Dorian accepts me, I accept him, and like there's like no pressure. And like the people that I meet throughout my journey that are still in my life, it's like the same way. Like I have one friend that I met like within the past 5 years, and he invites me like to all this shit. But he knows I'm not gonna come. And like so we kind of like have an inside joke. He goes, Sam, I know you're not gonna come. I'm just gonna invite you. And he goes, because I accept you, bro. He's I know how you are. He goes, so I don't ever want you to feel like you're pressure. He goes, but I just always want to put the invite out there in case you ever change your mind. And I go, bro, that's exactly how I like to be treated. I like people to give me the freedom to just do me. And I appreciate the invitation. And if at some time I'll take them up on that, that's cool. But I don't like look to add relationships because that's the dynamic. Like, so the only relationships I would add is somebody like that. There's a vibe right away and they fully accept that I have to be a free bird. Because that's how I live my life. It's hard to explain, but I think I just broke it down. GM 1989, laugh my ass off. Not when you 50. Haha, bro, you cracked me up. I don't know. I must have been lagged on comment, but I want to be alone when I'm 50. I don't know what the hell. Yeah, I definitely don't want to be with anybody when I'm 50. Dorian, say that. Love and respect. Dorian, love and respect. I hope he's still in, man. Love and respect to you, man. Appreciate you. Calco. Are you friends with your mom? Yes, I am. My mom is probably the only family member that I'm still cool with. I'm not cool with my father. My sisters I got love and respect for, but I don't really talk to them much at all. So, really the only family member that I still keep in touch with is my mom. I love my mom. My mom's been a blessing in my life. I mean, no mother's perfect, no parent's perfect, but she accepts me. She lets me do me. I accept, I respect. I thank her for all she's done for me. But that's it. That's really the only person. Woohoo! Do you think we are heading to a world where no one has friends? I hope so. I'm the same way. Friends suck. Yes. A lot of work. Yes. We got to head to a world where there's more robots. Okay. Robot wives and robot friends. Why? Because you can turn them off whenever you want and you can reprogram them. That's my dream. I don't know about you. Better virtues. Is that lightning behind you? Yes. It's a magical, tropical thing. It's true. Gilbert, Sammy, you seem so energized, even more since you've been in Florida. Well, it's true, I'm happier. I'm going to post that video I made today about love in Florida. We should all be as happy. Well, I appreciate that. And Gilbert, I appreciate you because you've been here for a while now, since almost the beginning of the channel. So you know that, I mean, obviously I always try to stay positive, always encourage myself, but you know how miserable, I felt in New Jersey. The season was just over. And so like the title of the video is Best Friends Become Strangers. Like, and that applies to everything. Sometimes even the location you live is when that time of your life is over and you try to make it work, like you try to go on date night with life. The fucking relationship is over. You can go on date night, but it's over. You can't get that passion back. And I'm not discouraging anyone from going on date night. And but I'm just trying to make an example for me, how I view life. Is I'll do what I need to do to sacrifice to get where I want to get. But what I've learned in life, to be alive, you got to seek after some level of passion. And you got to exercise good self-care. And you got to learn to let go of the past and move on. Teaser. Damn, that was a refreshing perspective. I don't even remember what I said. Good, thank you. I appreciate that. Moji. What's going on? Moji, love and respect. Moji, it's rainy there. Yeah, it was just lightning behind me. But it's magical. Like I'm not far from the ocean. Like right now, it's clear. It rains for a little bit, and then it's clear. And that's how I like it. Like, and that's what I like about California. Like, there's droughts. That's what I don't like about the desert. That's why there's good wildlife here, because there's plenty of rain. There's abundance of rain in the rainy season. In the winter, it's dry season. There's not too much rain. So it's got a good mix. Again, why do I like Florida? The mix. It's not, you don't have to worry about, you have to worry about hurricanes, but there's a lot of rain in the summer, but in the winter it's dry, and I like a good thunderstorm. I don't like snowstorm. Forget about it. I hate that. Marion, it seems to me you're in a place where your growth, staying healthy, yes. Self-care, yes, is the focus now, definitely. Some things have to be experienced personally and alone. Amen. Excellent comment. And thank you, Marion, for the several comments you left on my videos, including the one this morning was very encouraging. Thank you. there's no doubt about it. Part of your journey is going to be walking alone. You can have friends that love you. You can have family members that love you. But there is going to be a certain part of the journey you have to walk alone. And when you walk alone, what you're going to realize that everything going forward has to be done with self-care. Taking care of yourself well is at the foundation level of fulfilling your destiny. It's at the foundational level of sustaining a healthy lifestyle. Like, I don't care if you're on like a keto diet, if you're on like an intermittent fasting, if what you do in life is not developed around self-care, if it's developed around a diet or fad, or, again, whether it's your health, whether it's your mental well-being, whether it's your money, if you're doing like a pyramid scheme, if you're, all that stuff's unsustainable. I often say, like in life, how do you get ahead? You show up every day, you stay positive. You'll get past 90% of the people that will not show up every day, that will go on vacations and not show up consistently. I mean, the sustainability is based around self-care. How do you show up every day? By taking care of yourself well. Why do people call out sick? Because they're not in a good space mentally and physically. And so they can't show up every day because the life is beating them up. And mental pain that keeps people from showing up, the mental pain, the stress. Self-care is mitigating the stress, enjoying more quality of life. Hell yeah, that matters. Calco. AI stands for artificial intelligence, is our future friend. Yeah, it may be our future enemy too, but life is about the bitter and sweet. Remember that commercial with the Sour Patch Kids? Like sometimes she's sweet, sometimes she's sour. That's AI. D-Dot. Hello to you. Woo! The social network generation is taking over. I can't wait. We all live for likes. Well, not me, but I do like comments and likes. I do. That's true. Before friends would call each other on B-days, now we type happy birthday. Yeah, but, Al Bundy, once scored 3 touchdowns in one football game. I mean, everyone thinks like their childhood was better than what it really was. You understand what I'm saying? And peer pressure, like, whether you wanted to be liked, by a girl wearing bell bottoms, or whether you wanted to be liked by a cyber robot giving you a thumbs up on a YouTube video, it's still the same premise of the consciousness of developing a support system, being around people you like, and doing it for the right reasons. Now, if you just want to get likes and you just want to get people just because you're insecure, that's different. If you're trying to develop a positive support system and grow something, that's different. But the premise of human nature has never changed. It's just evolved in different platforms. So, again, everyone looks at their childhood as better than what it was. Every generation always looks at, things are changing for the worse. But look at where society was 100 years ago. 100 years ago, you were riding a horse, not a car. Was life better? Not in my opinion. 100 years ago, you didn't have electricity. You didn't have running water. You were digging water wells. You had candles lit in most houses. You had no connection via phone. You couldn't call your mom in New Jersey. You're down in Florida banging out Latino MILFs. You couldn't just call your mom at night. Hell no. Society's better, man. Society's better today than it was 100 years ago. And 100 years from now, it's going to be even better. You're going to be dating a robot. Damn, I can't. Too bad I'm going to be dead. But, do it for me, man. Do it for me. BVT. Gilbert's a rock star. Long time viewer. Yeah. Love to Gilbert. Data geek. That's what makes you a great guy. Honest, inspired, and always send me. Thank you. Love and respect back. I hope to run into you one day. Oh, no, wait, hold on. Let me get to now. If you see me in the street, I would prefer that most people just walk by me. Now, I know that sounds rude, but I gotta be honest. Now, if one of you guys or girls or robots ever see me in the street, my preference is you just say a prayer for me, but you keep moving, don't even acknowledge me, because I just want to be by myself. Now, I could pander. I love Daddy Geek. I love everyone, but this is the reality. Please, like, if you see me in the street, I prefer we just keep it moving. I hope to run into you one day. I love you, but I hope not. I will just anonymously buy you a small pop. No, I appreciate that. But just give me a thumbs up on the video. I love you, Daddy Geek. I love you, but I gotta be honest. See, that's what happens. Then relationships become burdens. I love you, though. I love you. Sergio, never been to Florida. Can't wait to go this winter. Oh, it's a good thing. You're gonna fall in love. Moji. Been to Florida twice. Very magical. It's beautiful there. It's magical. I'm from Toronto. A lot of Canadians down here. Canadians have a lot of roots in the Fort Lauderdale area and just in Florida in general. There's some history behind it. I don't know all of it, but love and respect to all my Canadian brothers and sisters. T-Dot. There's a lot of health bars. They will go bad and stale in a hot car. Well, that's true. I mean, anything will go bad and stale in a hot car. I don't stockpile. I just keep a couple there. So that's true, though. Data Geek. To respect your space. Well, thank you. And privacy, thank you. I know. I appreciate you, Data Geek. Just admire your passion and willingness to share your journey. Well, thank you so much. Now, Data Geek, I love you. I appreciate you. And I hope you don't get offended. You know, I'm just sharing. And then a lot of palm trees and thumbs up. Thank you, Data Geek. Tease up. I've realized having the ability to walk alone makes you so much more resilient, mentally stronger than the people who don't walk alone. Well, that's true. And again, it's a level of self-care, because I don't think you can grow into the person to become if you don't spend part of that being alone. Like, even if you're married and you have kids, you should take care of them. But part of your day, you should go for a walk by yourself. It's going to make you a better lover, a better parent. How do you become resentful? You don't have enough you time. So even if you're in a relationship, even if you have a lot, you should take part of your day totally for yourself, responsibly, and self-care. Resentment will build up if you don't. Sam, I believe, what time is it? Sam, I believe ambition is not a learned behavior. It's part of one's makeup experience. Machiavellianists push their way up to 2% and to be praised. American success story. Maybe why free enterprise thrive. Well, look, I think everyone's wired a different way. But in a capitalist society, which we're in, certain people have a skill set to play the game and to be the 2%. But 200 years ago, in a barbaric system, the strongest had the skill set to be on top of the game. Warren Buffett often says he's at the top of the 1% in a capitalist society. If he was born 500 years ago, he would be dinosaur meat, because he's a frail, weak body person. The only reason he's part of the 2% now is because in these past 100 years, capitalists and corporations have taken over the world, and he's good in the financial markets. He's not better than someone who's strong. He's not better than someone who's compassionate. He's just, in this time period in history, which is small compared to the thousands or millions of years human society has been around, he's just at the right time at the right place. He says he's lucky. And 100 years from now, if robots control the world, he may not, and we don't have a capitalist society. Maybe we don't have any ism society. We don't have capitalism. We don't have socialism. We just have a different society. He may not be on top of the game. So, because believe me, if you think like the world and the country and everything is going to stay the same, you don't study history. Look back 100 years ago. Was society the same? Then look back 200 years ago. Then look back 300 years ago. Then look back 1,000 years ago. Then look back to biblical times. Everything changes. So if you think 200 years from now, the same skill sets that get you to the 2% will be not necessarily so. What I can tell you is the key to life is this. Make the most of each day and treat people right. Everything else is cherry on the cake and cosmetic dressing. Never forget it. Sailing John, yes, no more snow for me. Can't wait. Check. Sailing John gave one of the most motivational quotes ever to know mankind. Never coming back. I did a whole video about that. I'm never going back to Jersey. I don't even want to go back to Jersey at all. I talked to a friend of mine from Boston the other day. He goes, Sam, and he wants to come to Jersey. He wants to come to Florida. He goes, Sam, don't you miss Jersey at all? I said, not at all. The only thing I miss about Jersey is my mom. But I don't miss anything about Jersey. I don't. That's the truth. Pesco. I get it now. Nomad spits positivity and good vibes. If you notice, he just gets it right back. This is like a positivity hangout spot. Well, it could get a little negative, but overall positive. Thank you. I see everything on a technical level. Well, I appreciate that. But again, best friends can become strangers. So it's positive, it's loved, and all of a sudden someone says something smart. I have a bad day, and like it can go negative. So certainly that's, we're all human. Don't put me on a pedestal. I'll let you down. Don't put people in the chat room on a pedestal. I'll let you down. But overall, overall, I do try to live a positive life. Overall, I do try to treat people right. And overall, I do try to create a positive environment around me. I won't allow negativity, but I'm not perfect. Again, so you're going to see some imperfections as you look at me closer. My Christina, 17. Hurricane Gordon is coming up in this path that will, if you are in this path, what will you do? I'll start my car and I'll go a different direction. I'm living the best life ever. Woohoo. Laugh out loud. Woohoo. At least the robot won't nag you about dishes not being clean. That's right. And if she does, power off. That's it. Like if she starts nagging me, I just hit power off. Yeah, I changed my life. I can't wait for robots. Joe Boss. Hello from St. Pete. It's raining here. That's all right. It'll dry up very soon. Oh, K4. What's up, K4? Missed you, brother. I feel YQ on that. Good to see you, K4, man. Are you in Jacksonville? I know you're going to move there. Even if you're not, still love and respect, man. Good to see you. T-Dot. 100 years ago, you lived by the light. I wouldn't want to live 100 years ago. I wouldn't. You couldn't pay me to live 100 years ago. I wouldn't want to live. I wouldn't want to live in society. It's 2018 as I make this video. I would not want to go back to 1918 and live in society. Huh. If you look at what society was doing in 1918, oh, hell no. You couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me. But write about an experience, the Great Depression, being bread lines in 10 years, still oppressing women, still oppressing minorities. I mean, the world was fucked up. Oh, no, I mean, the whole, and like, forget about electricity and everything else. The whole world was chaos. I'm thankful I'm living now. Joe Boss, treating people right is the key. That's true. Good comes back to you as a boomerang. Now, I believe that. That sounds corny, guys, but look, I believe that overall. Now, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you get the short end of the stick, but you sleep good at night, and overall life is better that way. I agree with that. Tease up, laugh. Sound John. And second, live with urgency. I'll be 64 soon. Time flies. Well, Sound John, amen. I don't know if you were in the chat room in the beginning, but Burt Reynolds died today. Burt Reynolds is 82 years old. The average life expectancy for a male in the U.S. is 76 years old. For a female, it's 80. So you take 76, you minus your current age. That's how many years, on average, you have left in this world. You better get going if you want to do something. Because Burt Reynolds was a guy who made a movie called Weekend at Bernie's. That when he died, and they propped him up on the beach to party on. Because let me tell you something. Life goes on with or without you. And when you die, they'll just prop you up so the party goes on. And you got to remember that. You got to go forward with your life. You ain't getting any younger. K4, not yet, February. K4, love and respect. You take your time. I got love for you, brother. Tease up. I'd be cool if you did a hurricane live stream. Then you could be the hurricane nomad. Well, maybe. We'll see. All right, guys. I'm exhausted. I'm sweating. I got 15 minutes to decompress, and then I got to hit the campground, go to bed, wake up tomorrow early, stay in a healthy cycle, go to work. Love and respect. Do the best you can. Some relationships are going to end. It's good to see you, brother. Let them end. Love them. You got good friends. Love and respect to my guy, Dorian. And all my friends that I have in life, even if I don't talk to anymore, even if they're not around anymore, it's all love. Mo, take care, man. Peace, love, and respect. Tease up. All right. Be blessed. Daddy Geek, love and respect. I love you, Daddy Geek. All right, guys. Peace and love, man. Luke, Rocket, thank you. D-Dot.